Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the Las Vegas results. I'm pretty sure the first Las Vegas race for NASCAR. But before we get into that, let's talk about next week's schedule race, which is Phoenix for the Cup, Xfinity, and the ARCA Menard Series as well. So obviously we'll skip all the garage hours because no one really cares about that. But let's start off with practice. So practice, so there'll be no TV for practice for the ARCA Menard Series and the Cup Series. So the ARCA Menard Series, that's 5 p.m. Qualifying for the ARCA Series will start at 6 p.m. Practice will then start at 6:35 p.m. for Cup Series, and then at 8 p.m. will be the ARCA Menard Series race for the running of the General Tire 150. That'll be on FS2, MRI, and Sirius XM. Now we get into the real stuff. On Saturday, March 11th, it will be qualifying on practice as well. Practice will qualify for the Xfinity Series and qualifying for the Cup Series. Practice and qualifying for the Xfinity Series, that'll be at 12:30 p.m. and 1:05 p.m. Both of them on FS1. Qualifying for Cup Series, that'll be at 2:05 p.m. on FS1, MRN, and Sirius XM. And at 4:30 p.m. will be the Xfinity Series race for the running of the United Rentals 200. That'll be on FS1, MRN, and Sirius XM. And then finally, on Sunday, March 12th, will be the Cup Series race at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the running of the United Rentals Works United 500. That'll be on Fox, MRN, and Sirius XM. So, with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Truck Series results. The winner of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Las Vegas race was Kyle Busch. Mostly for his first start in the Truck Series this year in 2023, he gets his win. In second place, we have Zane Smith, then Ben Rhodes, Corey Heim, Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes, Carson Hocevar, Chase Purdy, Grant Finger, and shout out to Jake Garcia in his first full season as an 18-year-old. He gets a top 10 in his first start. Then we got Matt Crafton, Matt DiBenedetto, Tanner Gray, Stuart Friesen, Tyler Ankrum, Dean Thompson, Kaz Grala, Colby Howard, Daniel Dye, and Lawless Allen ran out the top 20. I don't think no one felt to qualify, and it was also the start was also delayed due to some crew members being late. Teams that I could find are Front Row Motorsports, Thor Sport Racing, Hallamar Friesen Racing, Kyle Busch Motorsports, and Rev Racing. So basically, some top teams that some of the teams, or I should say, some of the team members couldn't make it to the track in time. So. But yeah, luckily they were. I'm pretty sure they were in time by around lap 40 maybe. Well, not even lap 40, probably around lap 20. I think I'm pretty sure that's when they most of the team members actually came in. So luckily it was resolved pretty quickly, but not really good look if your own team members for your teams are pretty late. But either way, lap 5, Daniel Dye, he spun out, but it actually stayed green, but he recovered to finish 19th, so that was pretty good. Lap 19, Brent Holmes into the wall, that ended his run. He qualified pretty well, pretty high up, I'm pretty sure, in the top 5, so bad luck for him. Here's also something that happened as well in pit lane. Kyle Busch went back down to pit road because he felt a wheel was loose, and a wrecker was right in front of his pit box. So he parked. I mean, he couldn't actually get into his box, sadly. I can't remember who the wrecker was for. Might be for Josh Rayum in the Rayum Brothers Racing truck, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that kind of screwed him over. Lap 26, Sanchez loose into the wall. Lap 28, this is a contender of being of the best save in the season. A video of it. Christian Eckes with an amazing save. I was out of my seat. I was, I should say, I was on the edge of my seat when I saw this. I thought he was going to lose it. I thought it was going to be a massive wreck. But luckily there wasn't. He only just kissed the wall, and he got 6th place out of that. So Christian Eckes, he's definitely a wheel man. So he did a phenomenal job saving that truck, and I mean, I'm pretty sure there's also a couple of saves as well from Daytona as well. So we've actually seen quite a few saves this season, even the Sheldon Creed one, which I briefly mentioned in the last video at Auto Club. Briefly mentioned that he had a phenomenal save as well. Lap 40, Matt Mills spins to turn 4. Lap 48, our weekly Nice caution continues as Lawless Allen spun out. Lap 55, Chris Wright backs it into the wall. Lap 60, Haley Deegan's bad luck continues as she was involved with Jonathan Nemechek. I'm pretty sure she got hit from behind, and then she spun out and hit Nemechek, and calamity basically happened. And then lap 134, Kyle Busch wins the victorious Voice Foundation 200 in dominating faction. I'm pretty sure Zane Smith, he was like 6 seconds or 7 seconds in front of Zane Smith, so very, very dominant for Kyle Busch. Let's have a look at the other finishes outside of the top 20. Shout out as well, I just want to say, to Max Gutierrez. Obviously, if you don't know, he had a horrific accident with his younger brother, which sadly cost the life of his younger brother. So obviously he was racing with heavy hearts in this race. He actually performed pretty well when we won first place for AIM Racing Equipment, so I think he did a really good job. Ross Chastain, he was kind of off the pace most of the time. Roger Caruth was also off the pace. Nicholas Sanchez was down there. Jonathan Nemechek, Haley Deegan, Brent Holmes was down in 34th place up to 26th place, which is really, really unlucky for Brent Holmes. So let's now have a look at the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. So the Xfinity Series race winner at Las Vegas is Austin Hill. Then we got Justin Allgaier, Chandler Smith, Kyle Busch, Josh Berry, Jonathan Nemechek, Sam Mayer, Riley Herb, Sheldon Creed, and Daniel Hemrick rounding out the top 10. Then Parker Kligerman, Cole Custer, Tyler Reddick, Jeb Burton, Joe Graff Jr., Kyle Weatherman, Sammy Smith, Alex LeBay, Anthony Alfredo, and Kyle Sieg rounding out the top 20. 2 drivers failed to qualify, that being Mason Maggio in the 66 MBA Motorsports car and Ryan Vargas in the CHK Racing Chevy. Now, a lot of stuff, I'll be honest, happened in this race. Lap 3, Parker Kligerman, he spun out after contact with Jonathan Nemechek. Speaking of Nemechek, he won stage 1. Lap 73, Josh Berry spun out through the grass. Lap 90, Roger Caruth spins out while Austin Hill wins stage 2. And lap 200, Austin Hill wins the Alsco Uniforms 300 after a last lap pass on Chandler Smith. So yeah, not a lot of stuff really happened in this race, which is probably actually maybe a good thing, I'll be honest. Luckily, there weren't like a lot of wrecks. I think there were actually a couple spins out that happened in this race, but NASCAR thankfully now has changed their procedure, and one single car spin does not count as a caution. So I'm happy about that, really happy about that. I'm glad that they finally have done that. I think it might be because that apparently Bob Parker tweeted out that during the Truck Series, former NASCAR driver Jesse Little, you might know him, he used to drive for Young's Motorsports last year. Apparently, he's now the new race director for NASCAR. So I think he's doing a phenomenal job, in my opinion. Let's now have a look at the other finishes outside of the top 20. No stuff really happened. Brian Jones, he continues his not that good run. Well, I should say not that good start in junior motorsports. Brad Moffitt also down there in 22nd. Not really anyone else I can really say. Parker Retzlaff. Don't know what happened to him, but he had a horrendous, a horrendous Las Vegas race. Garrett Smithley, this is also his first race as well for BJ McLeod Motorsports, and I'm pretty sure that's all I'm thinking of. I think Patrick Emmerling, I'm pretty sure CJ McLaughlin was supposed to drive for that team, but yeah, as you can see, Emmerling, he's now driving he drove the 53 for Las Vegas. So I'm pretty sure that's all for Las Vegas in the Xfinity Series. Let's now move over to the Cup Series at Las Vegas. For the Cup Series results at Las Vegas, William Byron wins. I think his 3rd or 4th career win in the Cup Series. And then we have Kyle Larson, Alex Wallman, Bob Wallace, Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, Martin Truex Jr., Justin Haley, Kevin Harvick, and Daniel Suarez round out the top 10. Then we got Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Eric Almirola, Brad Keselowski, AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, and Corey LaJoie round out the top 20. Now, yes, Byron did lead a 1-2-3 of 500 motorsports, but I might be wondering, is Chase Elliott in this race? Where's Chase Elliott? Well, Chase Elliott is not actually in this race because a report from Bob Parkhurst and from NASCAR themselves basically said that Elliott will be out indefinitely from the season due to a snowboarding accident or snowmobile accident. I can't remember, something about snow, and that severely injured him, and that so he could not race here at Las Vegas, and I doubt he will race at Phoenix and in a couple races as well. Watch him do a Kyle Busch and just win the championship. That's because that's probably gonna happen. But either way, Josh Berry, he replaced him, so he replaced Elliott for the race and maybe as well for the future. I'm not too sure, but Josh Berry, he didn't really finish that well. But I'm pretty sure this is his first time in the Cup Series. I'm not really surprised about that. So I hope he does well in the next couple races. But stuff that happened. Let's just say Byron swept both of the stages, stages 1 and 2. Speaking of Josh Berry, he made contact with Ty Gibbs, which I'm pretty sure cut Gibbs' left front tire. Lap 182, Keselowski and Logano makes contact, and Logano hit the wall and spun through the grass. I was pretty worried. I thought it was going to flip, but luckily it didn't, so that's good. Lap 263, Amarola into the wall. That calls an overtime. And lap 271, William Byron wins the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube, while a crash happens on a backstretch involving Allmendinger, McDowell, Eric Jones, Keselowski, and Ryan Preece. All of them involved. I'm going to show a video of this. Obviously, it was the last lap, so we didn't actually see what happened first of all, but then after it, I'll show the replay of it. But all we saw was that Allmendinger got hit in the side by McDowell. It was actually a pretty hard hit. McDowell got a lot of damage in the front end, especially on the hood, because I'm pretty sure the hood was up a bit. But later, hopefully when I'm talking about it, the second replay will come on. He just got loose, I'm pretty sure. He either got loose or he got tagged by someone, and then I'm pretty sure like Jones got sandwiched by Preece and I can't remember who the other one is, but let's just say that I'm pretty sure Jones got sandwiched. He was up in the air a bit. I'm pretty sure Keselowski spun out at the back. So it was a pretty hefty crash, pretty hefty wreck. It probably did knock Allmendinger a bit out of breath because due to how hard the side impact was. Even though, I mean, the damage was, obviously the damage is a lot, but obviously I can't. I mean, TV can't do wrecks justice sometimes, so we actually don't know if it was that hard. But by the tell the damage from McDowell, I'm gonna guess it was pretty hard, and how stiff the car is, probably a really hard hit of Allmendinger. But luckily they are all okay. Happy about that. And I also want something I want to mention while I'm scrolling through the other finishes. The Fox booth, as what I've seen, like clips of it, it looked more live than Auto Club at Daytona. Like my Joy, he was like up, he was like more energized now. Boyer was a lot more loud, a lot more energized as well. It just looked a bit more energized, less dead than Daytona and Auto Club. I don't know, it might be wrong for everyone else, but I'm not too sure. But here's obviously the rest. Obviously, Ty Gibbs, obviously he got involved in the little scuffle with Berry, as Ryan Preece was involved in that wreck, including McDowell. There we see Josh Berry. He's down in 29th place, obviously running the Chase Elliott's car. Joe Logano, he is the only driver who could not finish this race. Everyone else was running except for Logano, so it was actually a pretty good, non-chaotic race. I feel like I thought it was really good. There was all strategy. Obviously Byron, he was dominating a lot, but I think there was all strategy in there, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, pretty disappointing for Logano, as obviously I'm pretty sure coming to this race he was second place in the standings. Speaking of the standings, let's now move over to the Truck Series standings. So this is the standings for the Truck Series. Zane Smith in the lead only by 2 points, though, over Ty Majeski, and 4 points in front of Christian Eckes and Matt Crafton. And then we've got Ben Rhodes, Grant Finger, Carson Hosefarm, Matt Benedetto, Tanner Gray, and Chase Perry. That's going to lead top 10 in the playoffs. And then we've got Corey Hine, Tyler Ankrum, Colby Howard, Timmy Hill, Stuart Friesen, Nicholas Sanchez, Jake Garcia, Roger Cruz, Daniel Dye, and Chris Ryan ran out of the top 20. Not going to do the playoffs because it doesn't really matter, but Zane Smith is currently the only Truck Series regular driver to be in the playoffs as of this moment. Let's now move over to the Xfinity Series standings. For the standings for the Xfinity Series, Austin Hill now has a 21-point gap between Justin Allgaier and a further 24-point gap over John Hunter Nemechek. Then we got Chandler Smith, Riley Herbst, Sam Mayer, Cole Custer, Josh Perry, Joe Graff Jr., and Parker Kligerman ran out the top 10. And Sammy Smith and Jeff Burton, both of them inside of the playoffs as of right now. They got Ryan Sieg, Daniel Hemrick, Brent Moffitt, Sheldon Creed, Brandon Jones, Kyle Sieg, Parker Retzlaff, and Jeremy Clemens ran out the top 20. not really going to the playoffs. All we know is that Austin Hill and Jonathan Nemechek, both of them are currently locked into the playoffs. And that's really all for the Xfinity Series. Let's now move over to the Cup Series standings. So for the Cup Series standings, Ross Chastain is still in the lead, only by 3 points, so over Alex Bowman out of all drivers. I'm sorry, but that really surprised me. Then we got Kevin Harvick, Daniel Suarez, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Joe Logano, Chris Buescher ran out the top 10. Then we got Brad Keselowski, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., William Byron, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, and Bubba Wallace list currently inside of the top 16. Then for the other drivers, we have Austin Cindric, Corey LaJoie, AJ Allmendinger, and Ty Gibbs. I'm very surprised actually how long LaJoie has been inside of the top 20. That's great performance by Spy Motorsports. Ty Dillon, he's kind of flat-flating about in the back. But obviously, the playoffs, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and now add William Byron into now the mix as the playoff drivers, who has obviously won. And yeah, that's really all I really have to say. Kyle Busch, Stenhouse, and Byron, all those two drivers are now locked into the playoffs. So just a reminder that the next race is Phoenix Raceway for the Cup, Xfinity, and even the Arca Menard Series if you're interested in that. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.